There's one thing I know from running a very successful business, and it's that the more you beat the employees, the higher the morale gets.
I don't know if it's like because of cancel culture these days or something like that. Like, honestly, let's cancel culture. But like, Tucker, you look a little confused. You just made a confused face when I said that.
No,
yeah,
you
lost me.
Tucker's probably trying to cancel us right now.
Are you trying to cancel?
I probably need a beating.
Ted, this is why comedy is dead. And all the comedians are moving from shitty, smoggy Los Angeles because you can't tell jokes over there.
I don't know why you had to throw in a dig about Los Angeles. I feel like any sentence you say on this podcast could be a vehicle for you to hate Los Angeles.
This is not a fucking true. It's not true.
I just don't feel safe.
I wonder why.
Not in Los Angeles. In this podcast with you.
You live with Seth Rogen. Oh, your car should be broken. You should get used to people breaking your car. I was in the interview in the 2014 film.
What the fuck was that?
You got to get used to people breaking into your cars in Los Angeles.
No,
right?
you can't escape from that shit. You just fucking went on
Los Angeles.
You just went on a fucking tirade about Seth Rogen.
Fuck you.
What is wrong
Fuck
with
you.
What
Let's start this fucking podcast.
The guy's just acts and smokes
Welcome
weed
to Chuckle
and
Sandwich.
laughs weird. Welcome to Chuckle Sandwich. Okay, I'm not letting this go though. Seth Rogen, what are the things wrong? There's a lot of people that you can hate in LA. Yeah, no, we get it. That's what he sounds like.
Because you immediately started this podcast with, I don't like the digs in Los Angeles. I don't feel safe on this podcast while you live in the middle of Los Angeles. And Seth Rogen, my mind went to that exchange he had with Casey Neistat on Twitter, where Casey was like, I'm in LA. I moved to LA, and he's like, my car keeps getting broken into in Los Angeles. And that's why I want to move back to New York. And that's why he did move back to New York. But Seth Rogen chimed in responding to Casey Neistat on Twitter saying, I live in Los Angeles and this is part and parcel to living there.
You keep a track of this,
and you need to and you have to just get used to it. That's what he said. And so my mind went there. I don't know.
Schlatt was going so fast at the beginning that he couldn't even get every word out before the next one.
Dude, his
was
mind
coming
was
out.
moving at Mach 10. He was speaking. He's a prodigy. Holy crap! I'm like sweating. You got me nervous.
Oscar Pistorius levels of fast.
Yeah, is that what?
That's the Olympic runner.
From what year?
Who shot his wife?
Tucker, is that true?
Yeah, he thought his wife was a home intruder and shot
February 14th, 2013. That's Valentine's Day, isn't it?
Yeah,
it was his girlfriend.
On Valentine's Day. Yeah,
damn, how romantic. Jeez.
Yeah, that's actually the same day that the creator of Coney 2012 got caught jerking off in public.
Was it actually on February 14th?
Yeah, February 14th,
jerking off in public. Yeah. So, Schlatt, what's going on with you lately? What's happening in your life? Because you came into this. I've been telling you about how I've reached nirvana, but you seem like, what with the Seth Rogen tirade. It was a tirade.
It was a tirade.
What? You just seem a little bit
stressed. Are my chakras not aligned right now? Do I need to listen to Chakra Attack starring Ray D'Angelo Harris?
I just found something that I want to get in before we get too far away from it because I think you guys think it's funny.
Yeah.
So you're talking about celebrities getting caught, and this article title is Famous Beantown Mobster Caught Masturbating. And it's Whitey Bulger, who's from Boston, was caught wanking it under a bright light in his Florida prison cell. And he got 30 days of solitary confinement for it.
You get put in solitary for jerking off in prison?
Are you not?
Well, he was under a bright light.
You're not allowed to jerk off in prison?
What are you supposed to do?
No, well, you know what? He made a very important point when he was explaining that. It was under a bright light, okay? The only time you're allowed to jerk off in prison is under darkness, complete pitch black darkness. They gave him solitary confinement so he could finish the job. So he was like, oh, you want to jerk off? Have fun jerking off in complete silence and alone.
Dude, imagine if you're put in solitary. You have to have someone watching you, right? Like they have cameras all in there. You got a designated guy to watch those cameras.
Yeah, and
Just
they're
imagine
probably voyeurs too.
Stroking your shit
got
the whole
voyeur
time
fetish
you're in
guards.
solitary. You
wanna-
just take all your clothes off.
You want to know what
spread
his
eagle.
comment was on the matter? I'm 85
What?
years old. My sex life is over.
Wow.
That was his comment, which he said with a huff.
I'm 85 years old. My sex life is over with a huff. He's in jail.
With a huff?
With a huff.
Under a bright light?
This sounds like it came
who
out of
is
a
the-
fan fiction more so than a news article. Where are you getting this information from?
Check the chat. Check
This
the
is
chat.
some Wattpad shit. Who the
New
fuck?
York Post. Oh, celebs just can't keep it in their pants. Oh, so this is like an anthology.
They're tracking the data on this.
Okay, so I took one look at this article, and the first sentence I read was, "That was the fate endured by Pee Wee Herman when he was caught masturbating in an adult movie theater." Wow.
Imagine if he was
so
doing it on the baseball diamond.
who was?
Pee Wee Herman?
How do you know all of these stories? How do you know all
What?
the specifics?
No.
That wasn't a yes or no question.
Ted, can
I
I
asked
tell you
how,
why?
and you said no.
Ted, can I tell you why I've been off today? And
Yeah, you
recently,
can.
in
I'd love
recent
to hear it.
memory, because I feel like we're getting derailed over and over again.
This whole podcast is one big derail. Okay, this was supposed to be a science podcast.
Yeah, it's like when are we getting
Remember
sponsored
that?
by Amtrak? You
Remember
know?
that when you, me, Charlie were like, we would do such good work making a science podcast, and then it was like episode 1. It was like we didn't say a single thing about science.
Yeah, that was the initial call, actually. Me, Charlie, and you going, like we
That
can
was our
teach
call to the
about.
wild.
Yeah, we were going to talk about lake effect snow in Buffalo, New York.
Environmental
Right,
science. We were going to talk about invasive zebrafish. Is what we were going to talk
were.
about. They're
We
incredibly
were.
invasive.
Yeah, Mongolian rare fishing.
European starlings. Let's
Yeah.
fucking shoot one if you see one. They're incredibly invasive.
Exactly. But you know what? We didn't wind up doing that. And it was actually funny because I remember the first couple of episodes, I was kind of in between houses and kind of
You
moving
were.
from one place to another. And this is actually the 2-year anniversary of Chuckle, is it not?
It is. That is
It
actually
is.
it. Well, here's the thing. It's not being released on the 2-year anniversary, but today, when we are filming this, it is officially the 2-year. Just what Schlatt said is the 2-year anniversary. of Chuckle
Two
Sandwich.
years. 2 years. Put a ring on it. Boop. Anyways,
I like it
remember
how
what
that,
happened
that
2 years
fact
ago.
is just an accessory to what you're saying right now.
You know
It's
what
just an
happened 2
accessory
years
to the
ago?
story. What happened 2
I
years ago?
moved to Texas. And the night I moved to Texas, it started snowing. It started getting real cold. And I woke up that day, the next morning, my first full day in Texas, shivering because the power was out and the water was out. And I had no food. And the roads were icy. And it was generally just an awful, awful week for me.
Well,
I
hold on.
subsisted on beef jerky the whole week.
Okay,
But,
yeah, I was just making sure you covered.
you
that.
were. I got to cover the beef jerky.
Well, because you said you had no
comes
food,
up every
but
time.
it's like
Yeah.
you had beef jerky.
Well, I had the gas station beef jerky. Yeah. We went to the Valero. You want to know what's happening
That's
recently,
what happened to you
Ted?
2 years ago.
On
yeah.
the two-year anniversary of Chuckle Sandwich, when that happened the first time, it's happening again.
It's
Texas
happening
is
again.
freezing again.
It's almost like a seasonal thing.
Dude, my pipes were bursting a couple weeks ago, and now we're literally like everyone is doomsday prepping again. And this is going to come out when it's warm again. But right now, it is chaos in Austin, Texas. The fucking parking lot of the HEB, Texas's pride and joy, it was full. It was full of people trying to get like water bottles and shit because Texas can't handle this shit.
Right.
It's starting to flurry. I'm getting notifications on my phone saying it's starting to flurry.
Well, I looked up the weather before because you were telling me that it was getting a little chilly out, and there's like a severe weather warning.
Oh yeah.
I'm still kind of confused about how there are storms in Texas. It doesn't seem like an area that would even get snow.
No.
Like it borders Mexico. The state. I mean, it's a big state, but it borders Mexico.
Winter storm warning. It's going to
People
get
go vacation.
Listen, it's
No
good.
snow.
30 degree average today. And then snow tomorrow, and then snow Wednesday, and then snow Thursday. Snow. in the desert. How is that possible? How's that
I
fucking
don't know.
possible?
I think there's like, well, I mean, there's a couple options, really. I mean, one of them could be like maybe, in the Bible, like you like the Bible, in the Bible how there was that Pharaoh that was like, I don't fuck with this, and then he like, and then frogs happened to him, like he got covered in frogs, and I think that was it. Like the kind of, or in locusts too.
Yeah, no, dude, it's like that Bible verse, Matthew chapter 18, verse 6. If anyone causes these little ones who believe in me to stumble, it'd be better a large millstone be hung around their neck and to be drowned in the depths of the sea. So obviously there's some fucking people in Texas that are not doing what they should, and God is sending us a little message.
Yeah, in the form of snow. Can I just say something before we continue talking about this?
Yeah.
The snow situation. Both of us being raised Catholic, I want to raise an interesting thought I just had. I thought that locusts would be way more of a problem than they actually ended up being in my life. Locusts seemed like the biggest deal when I was growing up. And like, I'm not seeing any locusts very often. Like those fuckers seem like they would end the world.
Yes.
They eat all the crops.
They would block out the sun with their swarms. And yet I don't even think I've seen a single
lot of locusts.
Yeah,
that's
dude.
more than locust cloud.
I don't think I've seen a single locust in my life.
I don't think so either. I've seen a cricket. There's been there might actually be signs that locusts are coming to Los Angeles because I've found multiple crickets. I got rid of the ants.
Yeah.
But then crickets started showing up. But I think that locusts are like a fourth stage of metamorphosis of a certain breed of grasshopper. That this is just general knowledge I'm pulling out of my head. I think it happens when like there's too many of them. Like when they feel like they're overpopulating. So they go into a fourth state of metamorphosis and go into an eating frenzy, which seems
counterintuitive.
So counterintuitive.
Yeah.
And yet they've survived for so many years. It's like that one guy at a party having a bad time and then just decides to get belligerently drunk and ruins it for everyone. And it's like, okay, well, the party's over. You've eaten literally all of the plant life in 100-mile radius, locust.
It's fucked up. It's fucked up. And you know what else I really thought would be an issue? Quicksand.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Where's the fucking quicksand, Ted?
Where is it?
Tell me where the fucking quicksand is. All you
Show me a
listeners
pit of
out there. What is this bullshit?
I also don't think that like is it sand? I feel like I don't know. I just feel like I would survive quicksand.
No one has ever died from quicksand. Look up quicksand deaths.
Really?
Yeah.
It's mainly water. It's like a saturated sand. So if you can float in water, like you'll hit a...
Oh, is that like when they blow air into sand too?
Kind of, yeah.
It becomes liquid?
So like you'll hit a point where you can't sink any lower.
Right.
Because you're...
That is something that you think about. Quicksand, definitely seemed infinite in the movies where it was like, where are they going?
Dude,
like how deep are they going to make this?
It was like that
pit?
Terminator scene where you just keep going and you dropped into the vat of acid and then you do a little, and then you're just gone. Like that's not how it works. It's denser than the human body.
What are other things that like we thought were going to be a problem? Like Tucker, can you think of what else was going to be a problem? White vans. Haven't seen too
maybe
many.
people,
Although kidnapping
adults,
is definitely a thing.
Adults asking you to do stuff or trying to like manipulate you as a kid with like candy. I don't think that ever happened to me.
Yeah, the candy thing was like,
if you want a kid to do
like
something, you offer them like Pokemon Emerald. Like, hey, I'll get you a copy of this at Kmart.
Well, that's just the same concept. I think it was like,
candy.
I think the candy thing comes from like the 1950s where it's like all the kid had was like sticking hopes, and it's like a piece of candy was like gold.
You want to know what else I thought was going to be an issue? And maybe this is just because I was a fucking loser and didn't party at all. But
I mean, those can be mutually exclusive.
Yeah.
Or don't need to be.
I thought I would be peer pressured like every night of my life to do heinous acts. And I don't think it's happened once in my fucking life.
Like there's just one demon kid, and he's like, and every school is assigned one secret demon kid built by the CIA, where he has to go around and be like, "You want to do marijuana?"
Ted, that was you.
Not a single person has ever came up to me ever in my life and been like, "You have to smoke this shit right now."
That was
drink
Ted.
this.
Okay, so Tucker's bringing out an interesting point. That was kind of me with Tucker with weed, a little bit. I didn't cave. Well, Tucker's a strong soul. He didn't cave, but I definitely wanted him to try it, and like he didn't want to. But now Tucker's smoking more weed than me now. What was the situation? I was like, I think I had just discovered weed or something in high school or something. High school when I was, yeah. Guys, I smoked weed in high school. Whatever, we were over it. But I think how did it work? How did this peer pressure happen? You got to remind me.
You would damn near beg me once a week.
No, that's not the cool. No,
well, no, you weren't cool.
You think I was on my knees?
It wasn't the cool peer
shaking
pressure.
My hands?
It was like the weird kid peer pressure.
No, I was not.
Ted, you were a peer pressurer?
Kid. No, but there's different types he's talking about, because there's the weird kid peer pressure and there's the cool kid peer pressure. I was the cool kid peer pressure. I was like, I came up to Tucker and I had my cool glasses on and I had like my pop collar and I was snapping.
You walked into the room.
Yeah, just like the theater kid that you were.
Yeah, well, that tracks. It tracked very heavily. It was like, and I was there with all of the fucking theater kids, and we were all like, Tucker, and we were like chanting it, "Do some weed, Tucker." And then you said, and you started getting sweating, like there was sweat coming, and I remember this clear as day. There was sweat coming down your face, and you went, no.
This sounds like it might have been traumatic for you.
Well, it was really scary how loud your voice got. I mean, it was like impressive, the decibel level, but...
Here's the thing. If I really want someone to smoke weed and they say no, I'll be like, cool, I'm saving money.
So you don't... Yeah, so you don't...
There's no need. Why would you pressure... Like, if you're... I'm not going to tell you more than once to drink my Benedictine, because that means there's more of it for me to sip on, the nectar.
That's fair.
It doesn't even make any sense. And Texas is freezing right now, and we're talking about childhood stories.
Well, that's the third type.
I should be panicking. I should be panicking.
That's the third type of peer pressure you have there, right there, which is like not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never got it. And you know what? Never mind. My mind is all jumbled because I'm trying to think about how to survive here. And I'm stuck in this hour-long fucking recording. And I'm really just trying to... I don't know. I don't know what to do. I'll tell you what happened last time. I got lucky because I'd moved to Texas, and I was like, okay, well, I'm going to be buying furniture. I'm going to be scuttling around town. So I had rented a pickup truck to get around, and it just so happened it was fucking icy. I had no idea. I didn't even check the forecast, and so I woke up and I was the only car on the road because everything else has got those shitty summer tires and all that, so nothing could drive. And I was like the only guy in the arena, but I don't have that now.
How much is there actual snow on the ground now?
No, there's no snow.
What?
According to the weather, there
really
might be
cold?
freezing rain. There might be
freezing rain.
That's not going to be good, dude.
No, it's not. There's already ice on all the cars and shit because of the condensation, and there was a little bit of drizzle going on, a little bit of flurrying.
Yeah.
But you don't need much. It's like, this isn't the Northeast, Ted, where you get 6 feet of snow in school and you're still like checking the TV to see if your school district is snowed out.
It's a question.
Yeah.
It's like fucking, it's putting every, like, dude, I swear to God, the winters in Massachusetts, I fucking swear to you, and I'm telling you right now, I swear to God, and
you swear.
Let's not get it twisted. I swear to God about this. Every state in the area around Massachusetts would be in a state of emergency, and there would be cranes falling into buildings and shit. And they'd be like, yeah, we're going to do like a late start. We're going to do like a late start. You guys are going to
just try and
give the
step
snow
over them.
plows a little bit more time, and then you'll be going straight. You'll hop on the fucking bus.
It's the
And
fucking worst.
Okay, did you ever have to take the school bus growing up?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I don't know. I wasn't sure. Like some kids got driven by their parents, like they were fucking
Like the king.
like the king. Yeah, like the king.
The king.
And like Michael Jackson. Did they call him the king? No. Okay.
No.
So getting on the bus when you're winter swollen, your hands don't work, and one of the kids next to you is wearing shorts in January.
Oh, those fucking people, dude. Those fucking people. I just don't
Dude,
feel the cold.
there's
They
more
always
than-
played like football or
There was more
lacrosse
than
or
you
some
remember.
shit.
There was
Yeah.
like at least like half the school was always in shorts in the winter. But you get on that bus and everything is cold. It's like, because you know the metal lining of a school bus where the window is, if you touch that, it's like fucking being hit with the frost breath of some demonic being. You know what I'm talking about, Tucker? How cold the fucking buses were
Yeah,
in elementary school?
Yeah, I remember waiting for the bus, and like you take a shower in the morning, your hair is all frozen.
Dude, when it freezes.
That was kind of fun.
You ever
though.
had your hair freeze in the morning, Schlatt?
I showered at night.
Oh.
Why,
that weird?
Why not both?
No, honestly, I think I want to do that more. I think I want to start doing that.
You don't
Why
have
would
to
you-
pick one. You don't
Why
have
would
to
you
pick
crawl
one.
it? Why would you crawl into bed all disgusting and
Well, yeah,
greasy?
that's what I've been reading about. I've been seeing some really convincing arguments online of like, you know,
Yeah.
why would you crawl into bed with your whole day's worth of sweat and grime?
Yeah.
Rather have clean bed,
Yeah.
clean fresh bed. And I
Clean-
agree with that. But we keep getting off track here. Schlatt, have you gone and gotten supplies, or have you just like gone to the HEB and been like, that's
Yeah.
too many people, me leave?
Well, I actually got ammo.
You said, screw the water, screw the food.
Yeah.
Get me to the gun store.
Yeah. It's very expensive, and there were a lot of people there, but I had to do what I had to do
Yeah.
because the batteries on my front door, the lock, they stopped working. So my door is always unlocked. So I keep the gun with me now.
Dude, that is just such a classic case of over-engineering something.
Yeah.
Your lock runs out of battery, and it
Yeah.
will just stay open if you don't.
Yeah, it's four double A's, but
Sucks.
I just leave it open because I want like a challenge.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
You know, come on,
Let's see. Let's
see it. You know,
let's put this castle doctrine to work.
yeah. Don't even
It's
knock.
like-
just
you should-
just open the door.
You should just start putting. You'll go around town, kind of like how they do when they're promoting a political person, like a sheriff or something or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like you put those types of signs down, except you put general name like Greg, Tom, something like that, and it's like, I fucked your wife.
Oh yeah. And here's my address. Here's my
Here's the
social security
address.
number too.
And you just wait there, cigarette in mouth, and like a big leather chair, cigarette in mouth, shotgun like that, just waiting.
You set up a
I think that
shotgun
would work
trap
out.
even.
But I don't. So after the first challenge is completed, would you keep going, or like,
What?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like it would work for the first time, but then you've got like, you're looking for this challenge once, right?
Huh?
You're looking for a challenge.
What challenge? What
The challenge of someone coming and you like
Oh,
trying to kill
dude,
you, and
it's more of an activity than anything
oh,
else.
okay.
It's like a game of hide and seek.
Uh-huh. You're creating a mop grinder.
Multiple
in your
people,
home.
multiple people can try it. Yeah, that's why I don't have any lights outside the house or anything because you want the maximum spawn rate.
Right. Yeah. Because if it's within 5 blocks, if 7 blocks
Yeah.
or something of a light
yeah,
source, then
no
they're not
half
gonna
slabs
spawn.
either. No half slabs, no glass on the floor, nothing like that. You need
I
full
show up
on
and
cobble.
I show up and visit you in Austin. And did you ever see the movie Nope? You saw Nope, didn't you?
I didn't see Nope.
Oh, you should see that. You'd like that movie. But I show up to your place in Austin, and I just look in the sky, and it's like one of those god-awful, ugly sky block mob spawners where it's like just cobblestone in the sky, and I
Yep.
just hear the screams of just Texas men just falling 7 stories down, breaking their knees.
They fall 24 blocks, and then they're one hit.
and Schlatt's just tapping them with a pencil, and they're just collapsing on the spot.
Yep. And then you hear the sound of a lever. You hear it, and then all of a sudden you hear water start flowing, and then you're
first you hear some pistons moving.
Yep. Dude, I had the sickest world on Minecraft Xbox 360 edition. You remember way back when? Did you play on the Xbox?
Did I? I've definitely talked about this, but I played on the Xbox before Minecraft came to the Xbox, which is why I got a PC originally, which led to me becoming a YouTuber and all of that, because I wanted to play Minecraft.
Oh, but it wasn't on the Xbox yet. That's what you're saying.
Well, yeah, it was Total Miner. That was my original.
Jesus Christ,
you ever played Total Miner?
I've never played Total Miner. Isn't that the Keemstar one? Which one did Keemstar make?
I'm not sure. Tucker,
Keemstar had a Minecraft clone on Xbox 360 that did really well, I think.
Oh, it was probably
Castle
something
Miner?
Like,
Was it
probably
Castle
something
Miner?
like X Block or something like that.
Yeah.
Or
Fortress Craft.
Fortress Craft.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
That sounds. Did that get popular? That sounds familiar.
It was like people bought it for the same reason you got a PC. It's like Minecraft wasn't there. It was smart. It was smart.
Honestly, it was a big market at the time for sure.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like you could go really, really deep, and you could get shit like a titanium pickaxe. I've definitely talked about it on the podcast before. But what were you saying about Minecraft on the Xbox?
No, I just had the sickest fucking world of all time. There was this dupe glitch that I found where you'd sit on top of like a furnace. You put whatever item into the top slot of the furnace. You start mining it with a wooden pickaxe. When it's like 95% there, you switch it to like a sword or something. Oh. And then it kept mining, and then it broke, but then it stayed in place. And then you went back into the furnace, and you just kept hitting Y on the top slot of the furnace, and it would take infinite items and just put them into your inventory from that top slot. It would just stay static. You'd always have just like a diamond stack generator right there.
Dude, that's fucking awesome. That's the funny thing about like discovering cheats when you're a kid is like, I feel like it's one of the more freeing things that can happen to you. Like when you get older, it's like, okay, well now I feel like cheats are sort of like, whenever I play a game all the way through, then I'll like go back and I'll be like, okay, I want to fuck around and I'll do the cheats. But like if you do it before then, it starts to feel stale. But like when you're a kid, it's like, most of your life is rules. So you find cheats and you're like, I don't even need to do what this game wants me to do.
Yeah, man. I
can fucking do whatever I want. I'm in God mode, baby.
That's why I had the fucking homebrew channel on my original Wii.
Right.
And like would hack Mario Kart. I remember vividly. You were playing GTA 5 when it came out, right?
Yeah.
Around 2013-ish.
I was old enough at that point to have a Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah. Do you remember the first mission in GTA 5 where you robbed that bank?
Steal a car? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the one in like North Dakota or something?
Yes. It was called North Yankton. And I remember this vividly because for a small period of time in like around Christmas time, when they change the map to snowy in GTA Online every time it gets around Christmas, it's like there for a week, snowy for a couple weeks. There was a way to get to North Yankton in GTA Online where you'd like take a plane somewhere and you'd do this fucking glitch, and then you were in that part of the map in GTA Online, and you could take all your fucking buddies there and just
drive
be
around.
in this Christmassy like different world of GTA. It was shit like that.
You don't really get to see
cool.
it that much in the game. It's like it's all through the sort of like a very highly controlled linear cinematic aspect.
It was
of the
on
game.
rails, and that map was glitchy as fuck, and like that was half the fun, was just like trying to figure out how to break it.
Yeah,
very
I
vivid,
imagine that.
very
I imagine
nice.
that there were so many aspects of that map that were just like fucking empty and stuff, because it's like so limited what you're. Because it's like, what is it, like a fucking 15-minute scene? Really?
Yeah. You're not there for very long,
dude. That's fucking great.
Spent hours there, man. North Yankton. God.
So this Xbox, this was your first world. Do you have access to that?
Yeah, I still have it.
Really?
I still have it.
You are a lucky man.
I visited.
You're a lucky man.
I visited home recently, and I took the Xbox 360 with me.
I did the exact same thing.
Yeah, man. And that's the only thing that's on it. That's like the only reason I have it is because those old Minecraft worlds.
My parents actually just they were trying to get rid of shit, and they actually recently sent a package out, which I need to pick up from UPS. Holy shit! But they sent out a package that's the Nintendo 64 that I played when I was a kid, which was a hand-me-down from my cousin, and then also my Xbox 360, which I was very proud to say never got a red ring of death ever.
The original.
Yeah, the original, the white clunky one.
It's unheard of. It's unheard.
Oh yeah, no,
red ring
I know,
at any moment. Could red ring whenever.
I know. There was a friend I had when I was a kid, who he would go. They were going through Xboxes all the time, and his brother was really into like modding Xbox stuff. So I got the glitched Prestige in Modern Warfare 2, like all the way to like level whatever, because they were like doing that sort of jailbreaking stuff. I was never smart enough to fucking figure that shit out when I was that age, though. I had no idea.
You get the JTAG Xbox with like you'd be messaging people, hey, ranked lobby or like modded lobby, 1,600 Microsoft points. You remember that shit? You remember Microsoft points?
Dude, Microsoft points. And you'd see them at a fucking GameStop, and it was like, oh, and I would get Microsoft points like in my like stocking for like Christmas or something like that. I'd be like, holy shit.
Spend them on Battle Block Theater in like the Microsoft game arcade.
That's an interesting point. Why is Battle Block Theater like something that just will always end up in your library no matter what?
It's a great game. It's a great game, and it's made by the people who made Castle Crashers.
Yeah.
And I remember that because that's where my logo came from.
Exactly. Castle Crashers, there was actually, I don't know where this is, but there was a PAX that I think you might have. Have we been to PAX East
I've
together?
Never been to PAX.
Really? Okay. There was a PAX where a lot of people were there, and I forget whatever the name of the company is that does Castle Crashers, and it's like always
Behemoth?
that sort of Behemoth. It's like all of their stuff is like that sort of. I don't even know how to describe that
cartoony style. Yeah,
it's like, but it's kind of like early 2000s and mid 2000s to early 2010s derp humor style art.
Yep.
Is how I specifically view it. Not that it is a bad thing, but I bought a figurine of like kind of like a U2's, but like for something not like a YouTuber, of the Orange Knight from Castle Crashers, and I can't find it anywhere, but it's that's one thing that I would like put on my shelf here if I could get that again.
Yeah.
I wish I could see my first Minecraft world. That is like, I'm
very privileged.
It's like a time capsule is really what it is.
Oh yeah. That's a whole different time of your life. I can walk through that for hours and
just see
recall
how stupidly you put everything together.
Man. I could tell you who built what and where and with what materials that I duped. Like there's so many diamond block houses because that's why people would join my world, because I knew how to do the dupe. Well, and like they just build a cube out of diamond blocks, and I was like, dude, that's the ugliest shit ever. I was still caring about like aesthetics and all that. And so I like blue. There's like remnants of TNT'd diamond block houses that I never fully cleaned up. And I'm like, oh, this kid built that one. I remember that.
It's just like a wasteland.
Yeah, bro. Half of it is just exploded to shit, and like the other houses, I could tell you exactly who the fuck made them, and I haven't spoken to any of these dudes in like a decade.
Yeah, it's so funny seeing like stuff that you did in video games when you were younger, because you can just tell it was made by you at that age, and you're looking at it and you're just this was made by someone with a weaker brain. That's what I'm looking at right now. It was like, this is the best I could do. This is the best my processing power went to, and it stopped there.
This kid didn't know what 6 times 5 was, like that kind of shit.
God, 25. Because I
know. No.
What?
Ted.
You know their old nursery rhyme.
Huh?
6 times 5 equals 25.
We're going to go right on ahead.
Watch out, or you won't be alive.
No, that would never.
Always make sure to drink and drive.
That would never be in a nursery rhyme. Why would any nursery rhyme be about not being alive? And again, that
It's only a
fuck.
crime if you're caught.
I don't think we should be saying this. You know, like that's going to set a bad example.
This is where you draw the line, really.
I'm drawing the line there. I'm drawing the line there.
Egregious things. You said my death date on a video of mine, and you're
don't want to hear it. Don't want to hear it. I don't think we should be pushing this agenda.
going back to the Texas thing because I'm actually curious about this. You think the fucking power grid's going to go down again? Because they haven't changed anything since it went down. It's gone down like twice, right?
No, nothing ever changes. And I'm actually, planning on going to Cancun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just following in the senator's footsteps, and
right.
Like he thought that was a good idea. So I'm going to do it too.
Yeah. And then you should get a really good photo up with your daughter where you try to give her a kiss. And like, even if she starts pulling away and acts like she doesn't, you're on camera. So you have to just keep committing to it. And eventually she'll go with it. It's not like she doesn't give a shit because she's a teenager about your fucking perception of self, father.
I heard there's a cow made of butter out there.
I did hear about that too.
What would you do with a cow made of butter? You just saw him. He was just standing there. What would you do?
I would keep it in a safe in case like I was living in a state that had like its own power grid that consistently failed, and then I've got like a lot of calories in case shit hits the rails. You
do. Do you know there's a kid on TikTok whose entire content revolves around him eating butter and like testicles and shit? Dude literally eats balls.
Are those good? Do those go good together in a dish? Like
maybe they do. But I just see this dude. He's like, "What's up, guys? We're at the grocery store. We're gonna try this new butter," and he just fucking unwraps it. Yep, it's good. Oh. And like in these videos, he'll be like, "Today's lunch, guys, 2 bull testicles. Wash it down with some butter." He's like, I don't know.
I think the craziest twist that he could ever do on this thing is like just showing up and one day he just eats like a fucking head of lettuce and people are like, "What the fuck is wrong with you, dude? What are you doing? Put that down.
Dude, get the ball. Where the ball's at, man."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like, do they eat any other testicles besides the bull ones? What makes a bull testicle so good? It's still
usually
a testicle.
The bull. It's usually is the bull testicles.
It's still a cum factory that you're eating.
Maybe they're just the most big and voluptuous and calorie dense.
I guess that is where steak comes from, basically.
I'll tell you why the bull testicles are. I just know this. It's because they're always turning bulls into steers because they're taking the balls off. So there's a surplus of them. So
what's a steer?
It's a bull who's been castrated. That way it's not aggressive. That's what you're eating. Like if you're eating steak, it comes from steers generally. They're for meat.
I'm interested to know what a non-castrated steak would taste like. Do you think that would change the flavor?
Yeah.
Do you have any information on that?
Well, it would. I imagine it's not as good because it's going to be not as fatty. They're like a steer won't ever do anything aggressive. They're very docile.
They steer clear of violence.
Yeah.
That's interesting. How do you know that?
We learned about it in biology class because my professor has cows and steers. And he said you can walk right up to one. And
God, that's such a classic, like middle of New York thing.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
He just commutes from his fucking farm.
He does, yeah.
Dude.
He lives in like, you can picture it because you were up here.
Yeah, no, I can. Yeah, like just general, everything looks the same in that area. It's just temperate woods, the occasional farm, and like, this is the thing about like that sort of, it's like mid New York. If it's above New York City, I mean, Schlatt's going to refer to it as upstate New York, but it's like, it's central New York.
True.
But it's like you'll drive the roads through there and it'll be like a farm, like sometimes like what looks like it could be like the city of the area, and then like a shit ton of like dilapidated buildings.
I was going to say
falling apart.
That's
literally what it is.
That is legitimately the word I was going to chime in with. Dilapidated buildings.
Yeah. I'll drive by a building. I'm like, it looks like a witch lives there.
It's falling apart. Upstate New York is falling apart. It's been falling apart because everyone's moving.
It looks like a period film from medieval times but like the Monty Python kind where it's like excessively squalor, you know?
Emma and I were driving through upstate New York, and we almost came up with like a bingo for the houses you'd pass. There's like, they've always got a boat on a trailer that's just like rotting into the ground. They've always got a camper that's rotting into the ground. They've got like minimum 3 cars. None are running for sure.
Oh yeah, just a field of just junk, and it's like just car pieces. Like you don't even. They probably just picked it up and they were like, "I might need this."
Yeah. These people who have nothing have everything at the exact same time.
Yeah,
and I don't know where they're getting
and
it.
And you'll always drive past the post office of the small town. And it'll always be really cute, and you're like, "Oh, that's nice." But then everything else is fucking disgusting.
It's got like a general store, and then all of a sudden you just see this field of just fucking Toyota Corollas, just rusted and covered in shit, and then just like a massive barn that's falling apart, but like a perfectly painted Trump logo just carved into it.
Those are always the houses too that are flying an American flag, if not 3 of them. I'm like, are you really,
like the trucks that have like 7 flags on the back, and it's just like, that's got to be slowing you down at a certain
It's
point.
always
like,
the most dilapidated house that's got the flags. And it's like, can we have somebody else represent, maybe?
No hate to upstate New York. I think it's a really charming place, and I do like going up there.
It's funny that you used the word charming.
It is. It's charming. As someone who grew up not up there, because holy shit, wow.
That's it.
I feel like charming is such a perfect word to describe it, though, because it's like, oh, okay, that's nice. Wouldn't want it myself, but that's nice. Yeah. That's kind of how charming.
That was the equivalent of someone saying like, "Oh, so what did you think of my new girlfriend?" And they go, "She's nice."
Yeah, it's like a realtor selling a 5 square foot hallway that's been renovated, turned into an apartment. It's cozy, It's
cozy. It's quaint. Yeah, it's got a quaint feel to it. It's you got neighbors on every side.
You'll always feel not
like
lonely.
You have a friend.
Yeah,
you can just knock to your left or right because there's 2 couples on either side of you having sex within 3 feet.
Yeah, could never live up there.
Wow,
seems like an awful place.
I'm so glad I got out of there.
Yeah,
Shay and I talked about our friend at Universal?
No,
our little friend. So
your cherub.
He is sort of like a cherub. That's a fun way to put it. Yeah. When Shay and I will go to Universal, because it's like very, very close to where I live, and you can get like a year pass or something like that, and it's pretty easy to just like. It's weird. I've never lived this close to like an amusement park before, where you can just kind of like show up. But when you have the pass, you can just kind of show up, have a couple drinks, go on a ride or 2, and then leave. And like as long as you go a certain amount of times, you've saved money. There's this guy that at the Duff Beer location, because they've got a Simpsons World. You've been to this Universal before. At the Duff Beer stand, and his name is Nicholas. And I don't know how or when this happened, but we befriended Nicholas because we were like, I showed up there one time and I was like, Nick, I need you to make us the strongest drink you can, because you know how sometimes when you're at a restaurant or like any sort of place where there's like public facing employees, you can sort of tell when there's like the rule followers and then you've got he's chill. I could just feel it I could feel the energy radiating off of him. I was like, I know he's a homie. So I was like, Nicholas, I need you to make us the strongest drink you can. He was like, I got you. Wasn't even on the menu or anything. He made us. Have I told you about this drink?
No.
It was an LA water.
Oh yeah. No, I've heard about the LA water. I don't know if it was from you though. I genuinely don't know. Yeah, you might have.
Maybe when it was at its peak, but it's basically like a Long Island iced tea, but they put some sort of liqueur in there, and it turns green.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you get a kick out of that.
Yeah. You're giving me so much ammo right now. I could just start on another.
I mean, it's going to exist whether or
not
I told you about it or not. But he made us this LA water, and then it was like we got fucking wasted at Universal from this thing. And then every time we were there, we just kept seeing him we just kept running into him whenever. And then we started seeking him out
Yeah.
Whenever we showed Universal, it was like, okay, we gotta pay our dues. Like we gotta go see Nicholas. And then in like August or something like that, he was like, we were there and we were like, Nicholas, it's so good to see you again. I don't even think he knows our names, by the way. Like we know his name. I don't think he's ever asked our name. But he recognizes us. He's like, I'm gonna be, you're not gonna see me for a while, guys. And we're like, why? And he's like, I'm having a child. And we were like, Nicholas. Like he was a longtime friend, and we were like, we're so happy for you. Oh my God. And so he was gone for a while. We didn't go to Universal once.
Man.
And then January rolls along, and we're like, we haven't been to Universal. I'm like, wait, it's January. Nicholas has returned. And we go to Universal, and we go to the Duff thing, and I see this man, and he's like got longer hair. He's got a beard now, but I knew it was him. I could sense it off of him.
You
and
could
we go
tell
up and go,
time has
Nicholas,
passed.
how's the baby? And it was, and so like we, like just thinking about like, we've talked to this guy maybe 7 times, but we showed up months later, and he definitely recognized us. But the fact that it was so, I had a parasocial relationship with a fucking bartender at Universal is what it is. Yeah. And we remembered that he had had a child all the like 7 months later or whatever. And I'm just so happy for Nicholas, the bartender at the Duff Beer.
He recognized you again
brewery.
That last time?
He did. He was like, hey guys, what's up? I think it's because I feel like for people at Universal, it's like most people are like, can I get a fucking beer? And then they just get it and leave. Whereas like whenever I like was chatting him up, you know, like so he's, you know, I imagine that like, at least when I worked at Staples, there was like always those people that would come. If someone comes in like 3 or 4 times, it's like, you're going to remember them.
Yeah.
You know, especially when they're, you know, a little bit more of a lively character. But I just, you know, I just had to talk about Nicholas because, you know, he has such a special place in my heart, specifically when I'm at Universal.
No, it's fine. I get it.
Yeah.
You know,
He's sort of like an NPC. Well, not in the way, the cringy way.
Hey,
no, I have to explain this because I've talked about this before. I know that Nicholas has his own life and experiences.
You know,
and feelings,
he's got a child.
but and he has a child, and I know the child's name, but I won't say it for the sake of Nicholas's privacy. But the way it feels is that because I don't remember, I don't like walk through the day and I'm like, man, Nicholas. I haven't seen Nicholas. Like, we'll show up at Universal, and the memory of Nicholas will be reinserted into my brain as if, like, upon entering Universal, the world loads, and he is, like, in the non-derogatory usage of NPC. Like, I hate how it's become a thing now that people are like, oh, you're fucking NPC. But he's kind of like an NPC that's there, except that he's an AI NPC.
With a child.
With a child?
With a child.
And love in his heart.
You know?
So, yeah, that's all I had to say. I just really like Nicholas. Okay, I'm sorry if that was a stupid story. Tucker, I can see you're fucking, like, ready to fucking shoot someone.
Tucker always looks ready to shoot
I thought
someone.
that was a good story. I liked it. I think that'll...
You liked it?
I thought that would translate well.
So was that a good story?
Yeah, it was a good story. It was a good story.
Okay,
I would
well,
go
I'm just,
listen,
you know,
I have things that I would go to Universal for. Not people, but when you get the butter
the
beer
friendship?
and you ask
You don't
for
go
the
to
cinnamon whiskey, you ask for 2 shots of cinnamon whiskey, please, and you pour it right in the butter beer.
You know what?
What?
I think that is the impetus of it all.
The impetus?
I may have used that word incorrectly. I think that when you went to Universal for the G4 Rest in Peace thing, that you were telling me about, oh, Ted, you got to go to Harry Potter World, and then you got to jet over to the fucking Duff Brewery to get the 2 shots of the...
No.
What?
I did
okay,
not
well, you
tell,
told
I don't
me-
know what the fucking Duff Brewery... All I remember is that we went to Simpsons World at the end. I was fucking tired. I wanted to leave.
Yeah, I watched the stream.
there's like a fucking 30-story trek to the top of it to even get there.
When during the original Chuckle Week when we went to Universal and you were like too tired to come along,
Yeah.
Charlie, did I tell you the story about how Charlie and I went up all of the stairs?
Yes.
I was like, we were leaving and I was like, we see those stairs. I forget who it was. It was there's a 50-50 shot. It was one of our ideas, honestly. But then like, I think, you know what it was? I think Charlie suggested it. And I was I just was like, whatever you say, Charles, that I was like, yes, let's do it. And we fucking went double stair, went all the way up those stairs. And I was like I feel like I was gonna pass out with how tired I was at the end of that.
It's a fucked up amount of stairs.
It is. It's a comedic amount of stairs. It is like it. No joke. If you don't know what we're talking about, there's two lots at Universal Studios in Hollywood, and there's the top lot where there's some stuff because it's all fucking hilly in LA and stuff, and then they've got a whole set of escalators and stairs to the bottom lot where they've got like the Mummy ride and the Jurassic Park ride and now the Mario World, and you know, it's not just escalators. They have the option of stairs, but it literally looks like from the bottom looking up, it looks like the amount of stairs that Poe had to climb in Kung Fu Panda, but more. It looks like more than the amount of stairs he had to go up.
It's absurd.
But to clarify what I was saying before, I think when you told me about that fucking hack where you put the cinnamon whiskey in the butterbeer,
yeah,
I then tried to do it myself, but just without the advantages of being on a VIP tour. So a little bit more limitation. So I had to go from the Harry Potter world and walk all the way to the Duff beer thing.
Man.
And I think that Nicholas was there that first time I tried it, and he was like, I don't know if I can just give you straight up shots, but I can give you a strong drink. And I was like, what do you got? And he said, LA water.
Yeah. Wow.
We're all connected. You, in many ways, are connected to Nick on a deeper level than maybe even I am.
Yeah. I was the one who kind of opened the door for this relationship to form.
Love is an open door.
What? What are you talking about?
What do you mean?
What are you talking about? Love
I'm
is
just
an open
elaborating
door.
on what you're saying.
It doesn't make any sense. You said something fucking stupid. Like that was supposed to be like a really deep thing you just said, but it was fucking. It was the stupidest thing I've heard all day.
Dude, you went on a fucking angry tirade about how Seth Rogen is the worst. Dude, that's not evidence. You just imitating his laugh is not evidence, dude.
Fuck you. Fuck you, man.
Man, fuck you. All right, chucklers. It's now time for everybody's favorite section of the podcast. You know it very well. Schlatt's going to make a little noise. It's Chuckle Mail, starring our favorite little boy, our little cherub, Chuckle Mail.
Okay, here we go. This is coming from Gigahorse the Almighty in South Carolina.
That's a normal name.
They said, my friend keeps eating sun-dried tomato rosemary ham slices from Publix every time I get in the car with her. I don't know where she keeps it. It's slightly disturbing. I don't know how to approach this. Help.
Can you say the specific name of the item again?
Sun-dried tomato rosemary ham slices from Publix.
Publix, yeah. Sun-dried ham tomato.
Garlic rosemary ham slices. Sun-dried tomato rosemary ham slices.
Dude, this is like a food at the end of the crafting tree. Like you need every resource in the world to build this thing.
You do. You need animal husbandry.
You need a fucking you need animal husbandry.
What the fuck? Who? God, whatever, bro.
I feel like I'm less mad about the fact that their friend is bringing that. I'm more mad about how specific.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of ham either.
Ham's okay, I guess. Not sun-dried tomato rosemary ham slices. That's fucking stupid. Get some honey ham. You only need one word in front of ham. Honey.
That's simple. Tucker agreed with that. Tucker had a very visceral reaction.
Honey ham. That's all you need. You don't need whatever the fuck that other shit is.
You guys can't see this, but Tucker's going like this. Is like, boom.
Well,
boom.
I think you could substitute honey on a good day for maple, too.
Ooh, maple ham.
Maple
I would do
good.
a maple ham.
Yeah.
Honey ham, I don't know.
Equally
it's like
good.
pretty close to like sugar. It's just like sugar. It's like, what is honey other than just sugar? But like maple, it's like, okay. There's a bit of something. There's some other flavor
Syrup
going on
is
there.
just sugar too.
But it's different. It's different.
Listen, I don't care about this fucking question. I don't care about this fucking question.
All right, next
What are you
question.
eating
Okay,
meat?
Tucker-
like,
Tucker
okay,
was-
great.
no,
you're
hold
taking
on.
fucking slices out of the public shit. Who cares?
Well, don't.
Let's
Tucker looked
answer
very
some
hard
real
for this question.
Let's answer some real questions on Chuckle.
No,
Man.
no. Listen.
No, I got one
first of all,
Schlatt's gonna
before we
like.
move on, No, you apologize to Tucker right now. Man.
Maybe I am a Tucker hater.
Always has been. He's a sleeper.
He's a sleeper agent. He's a sleeper Tucker hater. And all it took was just a little bit of rosemary, fucking honey ham.
Sun-dried tomato, rosemary ham.
Rosemary, honey ham.
Okay.
All right, what's the next question?
This is Jay from Seattle. Well, it said SEA. It's either Seattle or Southeast Asia. I'm assuming it's
Or
Seattle.
the sea.
just from the deep, dude.
Okay, Jay from the deep. He wants to know what the best car customization options are, like aftermarket parts.
Oh, this sounds like something that maybe Schlatt could answer.
Well, is he looking for a car?
I gave you
Or-
everything I had.
You looking for a car to put shit on? Or are you looking for, you have a car and you want to do things to it? Because it totally depends on what car you have.
Tucker, could you get in the animus and inhabit the body of this person's memory like
Yes,
they do in
please.
Assassin's Creed? Just so you can speak through what he would say.
He should have left a phone number. I could have called him and we could have hashed it out
Yeah,
loud.
start leaving your phone number in Chuckle Mail. We'll just like call you out of the blue.
That'd be pretty funny.
Well, look,
Yeah,
if you
we
want
have
to,
star 69.
if you're starting from zero and you want a car that you can mod and do fun shit to, a Miata seems like a decent way to go because they're sporty and they have a lot of options available. Like a lot of people fuck with their Miatas and they're somewhat cheap. Definitely cheaper than most sports cars. They're just very small, you know. In terms
Like
of
the 2 doors?
yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
I guess most sports cars are 2 doors. I don't know why
Like
I said that.
I probably
This
wouldn't
is
even
why I shouldn't
fit.
be answering this.
It would be comical if I tried to fit into a Miata. It would be like a comedy routine.
Oh, I see. Your
yeah.
knees.
Yeah. But if we're talking, I have a car and I just want some general mods, like you're not going to get anywhere if you're buying stupid shit off Amazon, like general, like I'm just going to buy the all-purpose spoiler that fits on every car. That's going to look like shit. What
Yeah.
you want, I mean, I can tell you about interior stuff. Spotify's car thing is cool. You could always swap out the radio for like a wireless CarPlay compatible thing if you got an old radio in it. But
I should
generally,
honestly do that with my Tacoma. I should
You
I should put the car thing in there.
the car thing's cool. The car thing, it got cheap too. Used to be really expensive, and now they're just giving them away.
How much does it used to be?
Fuck, I don't even remember. I feel like I paid a lot of money for mine. But
Tucker, could you get me a price on the car thing? It's legitimately called the car thing.
Yeah.
It's not even like a
no, the car thing.
not even like just a generalization. It's actually, for those of you who are confused.
You could probably swap it out for between $100 and $400, depending on how nice of a model you wanted.
What are you talking about?
What do you mean?
What are you?
Like the labor of going to a?
Oh,
I was talking about the price of the actual.
I was thinking of you swapping your media piece. You could do that yourself. It's a Tacoma.
Oh yeah, I'm just wondering how much the actual car thing is.
Yeah, it's between $100 and $400, depending on which one you want.
No, it's not.
Oh.
Well, that's why it's a question for Schlatt. What are you looking at?
Well, I know it was over 100 when they started selling it. Maybe it was like they did a flash sale of it or something where it was like $30. But I am looking online right now, and they all
It's sort
seem
of
very
like a
expensive
quantum
secondhand.
price. Sort
Yeah.
of changes Schrodinger's price.
Huh.
Well, maybe I'll look into it. Maybe I'll get myself one, and then I won't have to go to the right radio station because I've got my set. I don't know if I've talked about on the podcast with my setup, but I have a radio setup. So I plug this thing into the car charger, and then I go to a radio station, and then I match the radio station, and then I connect to the thing in the car charger with Bluetooth, and that's how I play music. But honestly, it used to be even more fucked shot. You know that? You know what it used to be?
What it used to be.
I used to have a fucking modded like cassette thing, and it was
Oh
a cassette.
shit!
It was a cassette, and I would put the cassette
you put the cassette player in, and you
Yeah.
have a little dongle. It's like a wired cassette, plugs into your phone. I know exactly what
Yeah.
you're talking about.
One day, inexplicably, my cassette player just stopped working for that purpose, and then I had to
Damn.
like update it. But I've gone through so many different
man.
ways to just get normal music and not have to listen to the radio.
Yep.
Do we have another one, Tucker? Another Chuckle?
Yeah, this one is
Mail?
kind of the same style, but I think it's more TED oriented. It's from Anna, who lives in Canada. Would either of you ever consider voice acting? I feel like you guys would be good at doing it.
I feel like this could work for Schlatt too.
Yeah.
Schlatt, you've got a pretty resonant voice.
I would be interested in it, but I don't know how much work goes into it. Meaning, I don't know how much time would go in. I don't know. I don't. I would be open to an opportunity. Let's put it that way.
Would you do sort of like, because wasn't it Ray that like recently she did some dubbing, like one of the voice dubs in like an anime or something like that. I think I saw that
people are
recently.
getting lines. They are getting lines.
Honestly, it's not that far away to just being a thing you could do. Would you do a voice in an English dub of an anime, Schlatt?
Yeah, I would do it. I would do it.
Can I give you a line?
Yeah, sure.
If I type a line into the okay, I'm putting it in the recording thing. Okay.
What's my vibe? Anime character or
It's gonna be like one of those like really like villain, like the strong ones.
a strong villain? You want me to be a strong villain?
Okay, can you just read this in your best anime voice acting voice? Okay, hey?
Okay. I'm not gonna read that.
Come on, please.
Dad. I'm not gonna read that.
Come on.
Ha ha ha! Evil laugh. You can't stop my platinum cock, Mario. I'm the King Koopa.
Okay, so this is. I'd be a little bit worried for your career in voice acting if you weren't. That just didn't seem like. Well, no, it just didn't seem like there was much like. Usually when
you can't stop my platinum cock, Mario. I'm the King Koopa. Fuck you. Fuck you.
No, that was really good. I think you get hired immediately. I think you should take that in and like even if they give you like lines to say beforehand, you'd be like, well, I actually wrote. Here's a script I'm working on that I think I should really read. I think this would be really
something I've been workshopping.
Really good. Okay, let me see if I can give a go at it, if that's all right, before we.
Oh yeah, go for it.
You can't stop my platinum cock, Mario. I'm the King Koopa.
Is that good?
That's okay. Yeah, I mean, I feel like mine was better, enunciated, and all that.
Okay, yeah.
Basically every sense.
Well, can I just hear the way you said it again? Because I'm gonna forget.
No, well, maybe Tucker could give his impersonation.
Oh, Tucker, would you?
No.
Would you give
I'm
it?
no star.
Tucker,
Come on,
come
Tucker.
on, man. Come on,
man. Come on. Tucker, we'll fire you if you
That's
don't.
what it has to come to. That's what it has to come to.
All right. Wait, you're gonna accept
gonna
being
get
fired
fired?
rather than read the line? What the fuck? No, what are you talking about?
Maybe the
Just read
Tucker
the line,
haters were
man.
right.
Maybe they were.
There's so much money on the line here.
Yeah.
So much exposure on the line. Come on, man.
Awkward.
Yeah.
We go put your.
Sorry, I'm not into voiceovers.
I guess that's Chuckle Sandwich.
Yeah, I guess that's it.
I guess that's
Chuckle-
it.
Tucker was the hinge. You're really not gonna read the line.
You want me to read this line?
I want you to read that line. You know what? I'm your boss. I want you to read that fucking line.
Okay.
Bitch.
Let me get it in my head a couple times here.
Okay. Yeah, I'm excited.
You can't stop my platinum cock, Mario. I'm the King Koopa.
I need to go.
All right, I think that about wraps it up, guys.
Yeah, Tucker, you can say the outro. You can outro the pod.
All right, thanks for listening, chucklers.
Oh my god.